Fuck happiness. Stay angry. So, I don't know what it is with motherfuckers thinking that you should be happy. Whoever said that you should be fucking happy?
Welcome to the Krusty Towers, where our motto is, Jeffrey Epstein did not kill himself.
Yeah, especially that last one. Jesus Christ, how's it going, everybody? I don't really have a show planned for tonight. I've been, doing things all day and stuff and things and editing videos and going places and going shopping and taking care of kids and being a single father. And so I have no idea about what's happening in the world right now. There could be World War III popping off. They could be confiscating guns down the street, and I wouldn't know about it. But I assume someone out there might. I assume somebody knows what's going on. So I figured we'd just do a little Q&A, a little conversational type thing tonight, if that's okay with you guys. If you guys don't mind too much that I was a little busy and I didn't do shit today to prepare for the show. I apologize. Not every day is like that. But I'm going to keep getting my voice a little higher and higher until the sentence is done, or at least the first statement that I'm going to make right here, right now. And I'm almost done. So how's it going, everybody? What's up, Lawfully Armed?
Good evening. Looks like the Spanish are kicking out the Moroccans out of their country.
Oh.
There was also a active shooter in Tennessee.
Didn't the Spanish kick out the Moors before, and now they're kicking out the Moroccans? That's funny. What's this about a mass shooting? Where was this at?
Was an active shooting guy held up in a liquor store.
I hate how the terminology has changed to the point where even we use their terms like, oh, active shooter. Oh, there's a mass shooting in process. Oh. Like I'm not saying you, and I'm not trying to fuck, you know what I mean? But it used to be like that would just be some dude robbing a liquor store, and it would be in local news in Chicago or whatever, and nowhere else, and no one would give a shit because literally in a country of how many people live here right now? Like 350 plus million people. One little shooting at one little fucking goddamn liquor store one time is not a big deal. It really fucking isn't. But, I guess if he shoots a bunch of people, it could be. It is. It depends. It could turn into a big deal, but
well, that's also how most of that can pump their numbers up for child shootings and school shootings and stuff.
Yeah, well, exactly. They change the definition of a school shooting from kids are getting shot in a school to, hey, there's a big circle around a school, and if anybody shoots a gun at any point within this 5-block radius around the school, then we're going to call it a school shooting. And a mass shooting used to be like 5 plus or 8 plus people or something like that. And they're like, well, really it's a mass shooting if it's more than 2. So anything with 3 or more people, we're going to call that a mass shooting. Oh, look, mass shootings are on the rise compared to our historical results for these studies that we've done where we literally changed the definition of things, but
Yeah, kind of like that school shooting that happened when someone had a negligent discharge in the parking lot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what story you're talking about, but I completely believe that is a story that happened. Anyway, Daniel's all mad at me because I changed my name. Daniel, say my name. Say my name, say my name. Someone was like, oh, apolitical biker? That means that you don't talk about politics. And I'm like, yeah, I know. That's why it's funny, because I'm a political biker. Get it? I don't know. I thought about it. All right, Ginger, fucking soulless ass Ginger mother. Fucking what genius fucking name do you have for me that would be way better? That you're scoffing at my idea.
Penis wrinkle.
Okay, well.
Thundercock.
Thundercock. See, the point was to increase marketability and to be able to go on podcasts and promote the channel and not be embarrassed about the name that I pick for the thing that I do. But
I know,
obviously,
I'm just fucking with you.
obviously that's not a thing for people. Tactical Tuna, what's up, dude?
Same old, man. Just kind of worried about this Epstein stuff.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on? Like, what are you worried about?
I don't know, dude. Trump is acting real strange about. He's acting real guarded about the whole damn thing. Like, dude, just release it. That he's gonna destroy the Republicans in the midterms because of this. Like half of MAGA is like up in an uproar about it. So even if they release it and they find out that like Trump is involved, they just kick him out. Let Vance take over. I don't even care at this point.
Do you think, honestly, do you possibly think that if there were any kind of video or any kind of evidence or any kind of anything with Trump in it, with everything that they did to get him out of office, and then second, try to keep him out of office with going the extrajudicial paths of suing him and charging him with crimes outside of the statute of limitations and changing the purview of courts and things like that. Like everything that they've done to stop him since he's been in office, about all of like the different district judge courts fucking suing and doing things that make it so that he can't fucking do his executive orders and stuff. Do you think that if there were evidence of him doing things on the island that was in possession of the FBI, that there would even be a chance that we wouldn't have already seen it, that we wouldn't have already known about it, that they wouldn't have already released it, that they wouldn't have already tried to stop him using that as evidence as to why he's not fit?
That's the only thing.
No,
like, the Biden admin would have released it if they had something. So I don't know why he's acting all pissy about it.
Right.
Yeah, because hasn't the Democrats had a hold of that list for how long now? So
let's be logical. Let's logic this through. So logically, he's not on the list, because if he was on the list, if he actually had evidence on him, then that would have come out already. They would have already released it. So therefore, he's not. Also, fact, he's acting weird. So he's not on the list. He's acting weird. They're not releasing the list currently. Why would that be? What fits those other puzzle pieces? Maybe
The Jews control America.
Maybe those people who were on the list are people who have opposed Trump at every turn, who have done things to stop him and such, and now he's got them by the nuts, right? He's got all of these motherfuckers by the nuts. And he can use that information to get what he wants out of them, to get the America First agenda, to get the ends of wars done. Yes, probably Jews are on that list. Yes, the fucking Israel government probably doesn't want that list released. Yes, they're probably pressuring Trump for that. However, if he were to release that list right now, what does he get out of it? Right? That's the question. I mean, he gets admiration from his base. He gets, like another instance of him doing what he said he was going to do, and his administration doing what they said they were going to do. But it's like the One Ring. It's like that briefcase in fucking Pulp Fiction that you never got to see what was inside of it. Right? Like, this is what's inside of the fucking the briefcase is the shining golden fucking list of people who are in control of the world, who are in control of the banks, who are in control of the businesses, who are in control of the government, who are in control of the militaries. And you got every single one of them by the nuts. Now you release that information to the American people and you say, here's what we know, here's who the guilty people are, here's what we're going to do about it. How much is that list worth?
Couldn't he still get what he wants by releasing it and showing who's on it?
Let me finish. What does he get? Nothing. He gets nothing. Sure, those people get arrested. sure, people get replaced, and now you have presumably people in those positions who aren't compromised by child pornography, who aren't having the strings and the gears pulled on them or whatever. But he's now in charge of the gears. He's now the one holding the strings, and maybe he's using those strings and gears to get the fucking shit done that needs to get done. Maybe that's why, like the war in Iran is starting to slow down. Maybe that's why they're talking about peace talks in Gaza. Maybe that's why, perhaps the end of the Russian-Ukraine war could be on the horizon. Maybe that's why we got the deal, the big beautiful bill went through, right? Like all of these things that are happening could be because Trump didn't release that list. So the question would be, would you release the list if you were Trump, knowing that it would cause wars to continue, people to die, economies to stagnate, and your positions to not advance? Or providing the opposite of all of this?
You're underwater, homie.
Yeah, I was
Is
gonna say.
Okay, fine.
Probably drowning.
How about now? Is it worth keeping that list private to save the lives of countless people in war and the upheaval of the economy?
Now he's saying private for forever or just a little while longer.
I mean, my thought would be that you wouldn't want this list to fall into the hands of your enemies, because that they would eventually come into power, and once they are in power, they would use that list to get their agenda through. So the smart thing to do would be to turn the screws and pull the strings on the people in the short term, right? Get your agenda for the next 6 months or year or 3 years or however long it's going to be. But before you leave office, before you're gone, we need to see who's on that list so that the next person can't use it anymore. It's like, I don't know,
If
man.
that's really his agenda, what he's doing, I would be okay with just securing shit for the future. But the longer he holds on to that list and not releasing it, he's just shooting himself in the foot with his voter base, because they're already starting to turn on him because he was already supposed to have released it.
Well, think about this. Why do we vote for Trump? What is one reason that we voted for Trump? It is to trust him with national security and what we need to know and what we don't need to know, right? And maybe there are some set of facts that you and I and no one else out there knows that he does know that makes the reasons for this make sense, right? And I'm not saying this is true. I don't know. Definitively, I don't know. Like that's one thing that anyone out there who definitively knows, like, yes, Trump is on that list 100% or whatever it is, like definitive that someone's saying, they're wrong. They don't know, because no one knows, right? Maybe someone does, but no one in a chat or no talking head out there, or no one trying to convince anybody knows. So put that away right now. But
I'm feeling really rug pulled so far this year.
I have an alternative theory. I think Trump loves to delegate a lot for a lot of reasons. And I think Pam Bondi may have just been feeding him BS, and she still may be feeding him BS. So either she was lying before when she said she had a list on her desk, or she's lying now that there is no list. So it's one of those.
I don't trust Pam Bondi.
She's been compromised from the jump.
She was put in charge of the Second Amendment Commission that was supposed to go after each state individually and do things in a way that makes, like, the court's decisions from the Supreme Court make the lower courts adhere to those decisions, right? And this was, I mean, granted, there's a million things going on and a million moving parts in the government, but it's been months and she hasn't done a fucking thing, not a fucking thing, on that front, as far as I understand. They had a
But
little
she's a
press
lying
conference.
whore.
And she's not well spoken. She doesn't seem intelligent. I don't know why Trump put her in the position that she's in. So I don't really like Pam Bondi particularly.
She's also the reason that Florida has red flag laws in it, because she was AG at the time of the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas shooting. And because of Parkland, she was advocating for red flag laws in the state of Florida, and she's actively cost gunners in Florida, at least a couple thousand of them, their rights were passed anywhere from 5 to 7 years now.
Yep.
What up? How's it going, Mr.
Eye to the pet.
What were we calling everybody who was black the other day? Fucking Will Smith? Red Will Smith?
Ginger. Apparently all gingers are black now.
Hey.
No, not all gingers are black, but all half blacks are ginger.
Yep. Something like that.
That's what we learned.
No,
Well, you doing all right?
Yep. No,
What's up, Leo?
What up? You deserve that middle finger.
What middle finger? Oh, from the
You on
video.
your bike, right?
Did you like that? That was funny. I thought it was funny. I
Yeah.
laughed so hard. Whatever, bro. I go everywhere I'm not supposed to on the bike. And then if I ever get pulled over, if anything ever happens, I'm just be like, oh, I didn't know I couldn't be here. I'm sorry. And then you fucking leave. And then, like, what are they going to give you a ticket
Yeah.
for?
Yeah, you didn't know that you wasn't supposed to be on the sidewalk.
I didn't see any signs.
And on the church. And
I didn't see any signs.
right in grass and
I didn't see any signs. This is America, I thought. Is this America, Leo?
it
I
depends
thought
what
this was
state you're
America.
in.
I'm sorry.
on
I
what
thought
state
this
you're
was
in.
America. You know, one
Wait,
thing that's
you're in Colorado, so no, you're not in America. Not
Yeah.
not anymore.
True.
that is the one upside to the downfall of society is that the little laws no longer get counted and you can get away with speeding or doing.
This is true. This is true.
If Mom Donnie gets elected, just move to New York and do whatever you want.
Oh, God, I don't want to be Muslim though.
Oh, they're gonna have forced prayer in New York.
I don't know if it'll be forced, but it'll be everywhere that you go all the time. And you'll be like, I want to eat lunch. And they'll be like,
That's when people need to start breaking the speakers.
It's like Dr. Pepper, 10, 2, and 6.
So what else is going on? I didn't finish saying hello to everyone. Pat Riot.
Hey yo,
What's up? What's up, man? How are you doing?
you just changed my mind on the Epstein list. Like I was 100% release it right the fuck now. That kind of evil cannot be allowed to exist in the world. But then when you started talking about it, I got to thinking a little bit more. The damage is already done. Like the guy's dead or in witness protection. He's not hurting anybody anymore. So what's to say we don't just hang on to it for another? If we manage to get JD Vance in there, we'll just hang on to it through his 8 years of the presidency too.
So
But,
you want
no,
me
those
to
people
further
need to
white
be
pill you on the whole
held
situation? You
Yeah,
want
but
me
his clients are still hurting kids.
Yeah, those people need to be held accountable and put in prison.
well,
So-
according to the courts, Ghislaine Maxwell was only trafficking children to Jeffrey Epstein. I don't believe that.
Yeah,
That's
that's a bunch
not
of
what I'm
bullshit.
saying. I don't believe that. Now I'm changing my mind again because yeah, those people are still hurting kids.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
okay.
like
kids need
I'm
to be
willing.
saved
What?
of all.
Hold on. Why is the Epstein list so bad, though? Is it because kids got hurt? Or is it because they're using that as a means to control vital things around the planet and bend the entire Earth to their will?
That
Yeah,
and there's
it's
high.
bad that kids got hurt. Yes, those people should be held accountable. Am I saying that this list should never be released? That we should never know about these things? No, I'm not saying that. Am I saying that it makes sense for right now? And the other thing is, like, why is Trump acting so weird about it? Why is he being so strange about things? Well, maybe because he's not used to lying like this. Like, he's used to exaggerating. He's used to bolstering things and stretching the truth to an extent and making things sound better than they are, but flat out lying about something that he knows is false for reasons that he cannot divulge to people, I think is beyond his comfort zone. And I think that's why he's acting like that.
And that makes sense. And you make valid points. You really do. I'm just on the side where it needs to get released now, and everyone on it needs to be in prison. I don't care if they're kings and queens and fucking royalty.
Right. But like, what if him releasing that list right now means basically the beginning of World War III? Let's say worst case scenario. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that him releasing that list means that people in power in other countries are going to dead man trigger things and shit's going to get fucking real bad real quick. Right?
I don't know how that would.
Would it be, well, just for the sake of argument, let's say that was true. Would it be worth it to release that list if it meant World War III?
I think there would be much more harm if that were to happen. And you have to, choose the lesser of two evils.
Well, I think the answer to that is obviously not, right? Obviously, it's better in that case that the list stays secret and some pedophiles don't go to jail immediately to avoid millions of people dying in fucking firestorms and drone attacks and whatever, right? Now, that's an extreme example. However, Trump and the people in power, who I have given in this, I've given them probably more trust than they deserve, right? So we'll see. Maybe I'll eat crow on this. Maybe in the end it will turn out that Trump was on the list, or something, like he was quid pro quoing and getting rich on the background, or who fucking knows, right? Like something that I didn't even think about. That could be. That is a possibility. But it's also possible that just Trump fucking knows shit that we don't and can't tell us. And he's basically saving millions of lives right now, and we don't even know about it. And it's making him look like the bad guy. But he's the kind of guy who will be the bad guy in order to do the right thing. So,
or it could be just as simple as he's also on the list and don't want to, put it out.
Mutually assured destruction is what it is, I believe, in a lot of cases. Because we talked about this a few times now with Hollywood and the pedophile rings going on there. Because there's been pedophile rings that have gone between Hollywood and the U.S. government for decades too. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that, as soon as one person outs another person, it's going to be everybody being out at that point. And it's basically, you keep your mouth shut and everybody else keeps their mouth shut kind of situation. I'm not saying that's what it is in this case. And it could very well be like what you said, Honda. It could be Trump literally, keeping everything afloat, basically. But at the same time, when you have people being killed continuously over these things, and there are more people being killed to this day. There's a lot of girls that were on the actual molestation list that have been, quote unquote, suicide, have committed suicide in the last couple of weeks or whatever it is now. And I'm pretty sure they were Arkansas is what it was there, by the Clintons or whoever else for that matter. And that's what I'm saying. Like, this is why we need to release some of this anyway. I wouldn't say maybe all of it, but at least like parts of it anyway.
Couldn't they just like selectively enforce some of it? Like, let's say, pretend that Trump was like on the list. Like, couldn't they just throw us a bone and just go after like some of the people, even just the low level people on the list, like just to make people happy?
That's another thought I had too. Is I don't know if you guys know what rendition flights are.
No.
Basically, this is something our government's been doing for some time now. To various people, what they'll do is they'll basically snatch somebody off the street and like black bag them, essentially throw them on a plane, take them up in the air, and then torture them up in the air is what it is. Because when you're in like a certain amount of space
Altitude.
above, yeah, exactly. It's kind of like being in
International waters.
Exactly, and you can basically do what the fuck you want. That's what it is. And so they basically are torturing like people for information. That's what it is in a lot of cases in the last few years now. And I could easily see it being a situation like that too, where they're going after some of the lower level ones right now, and they're just like rendition flooding. That's what it is.
Johnny Johnson's got it, dude. Trump is trying to get some of our money back by sending weapons to Ukraine through the United Nations. They are selling them to Ukraine and getting our money back is what they're doing. We're not giving them more. There's not more funding going to Ukraine right now. There's U.S. weapons being sent to Ukraine. And maybe you could argue there's probably some monetary amount of money that's going to Ukraine because of that, right? In training or support or whatever. However, it's not just us writing another blank check to Ukraine to spend on whatever the fuck they want. It's not our money that they're even spending at this point to get these weapons. It is the rest of Europe, and it's Ukraine who is giving us money for the weapons that we are selling to them. So there's a difference there between what has happened in the past with us sending weapons and material to Ukraine and what's happening currently.
Well, that's how that war spending has always been. That's how we send aid. Like when Congress passes a bill to provide X amount of dollars in aid, that money goes into our economy, like to our
right. But in this case, we're not printing it and giving it to ourselves. They're doing whatever they're doing to get the money and giving it to us. So there is a difference there. It's not adding to our national debt. God damn, my fucking neighbor is playing video games and screaming at the top of his lungs right now.
So back to not releasing the Epstein list. You said, hold on. How would that start World War III? Like,
I'm just saying hypothetically. Like there's
but hypothetically, give me a scenario where like
okay, then let me finish.
Find
there's some fucking Israeli official who is a general who's been to the island who knows that he's cooked if that fucking list gets released. And as soon as the list gets released, he's dropping bombs and he's doing stuff because that keeps him in power. Like, they're not going to remove him from his position while in the middle of a battle, right? So that could be, or it could be that an entire country is compromised. Like, let's just use Israel again. Like, it's the entire fucking like government of Israel that is been compromised and been like to the island and has the information on them. And if that comes out, they're all cooked. So they'd be willing to start World War III in order to basically get out of it. Like if you release that list, then we're going to start World War III is the threat.
I mean,
as an example, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe there's other ways.
I think anybody that has their hand hovering over one of those nuclear buttons, if they're compromised in that way, as soon as the list comes out, they're going through that in their head. What's the news going to be tomorrow? Is it going to be I'm arrested and drug out of here and beaten to death because I diddle little kids? Or is it going to be because this nuclear bomb just went off? Well, the choice is pretty easy, isn't it? The headlines tomorrow will be nuclear war, not world leader goes to jail for child trafficking.
Right. And in that case, everything's fog of war. So who's to know what is true and what's not, and what to believe about what list? And you know what I mean? Like you have plausible deniability in that case because fog of war. You know,
that's just enemy propaganda. That none of that was true.
Right. Exactly. So, yeah, man. I don't know. Like, there you go. There's a couple ways that it could be. And I'm not saying that's the way it would go. I'm just saying, like, if Trump somehow knew that was the case, he couldn't tell us. He would have to keep the list secret. He would be acting weird on stage or whatever, on stage in front of the cameras and in, like, press conferences or whatever, you know? And it would look exactly how it looks right now. So,
the same way with Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, the way they looked when they were swallowing that evil lie on television. You could see it in their faces, like either that or they're on cocaine. One or the other.
No, you could tell. Like the way I was looking at it, it was kind of like Yeah, they're keeping the list secret because Trump's using it to get the things done that needs to get done right now. And maybe there's like a secondary, like, save the world from World War III component of it too. You know what I mean? But it's like a wink, wink, nod, nod. Yeah, we don't have the list. Wink, wink, nod, nod. But as soon as we get what we want, as soon as we like move the pieces around on this chessboard a little bit and get in a better position and maneuvered correctly, that list is coming out. And I hope that's true. I hope that's what's going to happen. I don't know. Maybe Trump is on the list. But then you'd have to explain to me why that didn't come out when they crashed the economy and fucking made COVID bigger than it was and faked the numbers so that people would freak out, and you know what I mean? Like all of that, because they were joking about, like Bill Maher was joking about, not even joking about, he was serious about they would crash the economy if it meant getting rid of Trump. Well, that's exactly what they fucking did. If they're willing to go that fucking far to get rid of the guy, and they had a tape of him diddling a little girl, you don't think they would have released the tape?
Here's another part. If they are working their way up the list, and like doing RICO charges on the whole conspiracy, are you gonna like go in there sirens blaring, or are you gonna sneak in the back door? You gonna tell them you're coming? No, they'll all disappear.
And here's another like white pill in the whole thing. And people might not see it this way, but I do. Is that there are approximately 250 girls who have signed non-disclosure agreements and been paid large amounts of money to basically keep quiet about what they've seen in the company of Jeffrey Epstein and whoever else has been there, right? Non-disclosure agreements are non-applicable in criminal proceedings, meaning if one of those girls was called in front of a court and asked questions about things that she had signed non-disclosure agreements on in the pursuit of criminal charges against someone, they could compel her to answer and it would not violate the non-disclosure agreement. So therefore, if there were a lower court that somehow got a hold of enough evidence to charge someone with something that happened on the island somehow, they could call hundreds of witnesses in and get them to break their non-disclosure agreements and corroborate and name names, and like fucking, if like 2 or 3 girls are naming the same person, you kind of know that they're guilty, kind of thing, like one girl names one name, like that, could be neither here nor there. But if like 3, 4, 5 girls are all naming like fucking Alex Jones or something, like looks like Alex Jones has been to the island. And I'm not saying he has. It's just a name in my head. So anyway, I don't know. Do you guys disagree? Do you have different thoughts on it? Obviously, the release it now people, and I do agree that they should release it as soon as they can. I'm just giving a little bit more trust to Trump because I think he's earned it. I'm giving a little bit more trust to Kash Patel because I think he's earned it. I'm giving a little bit more trust to Dan Bongino because I think he's earned it. And I don't know who the fucking Pam Bondi is, so she can hang herself with the rope that I haven't given her.
I don't think that World War III would start from releasing that list and prosecuting the people on the list.
What about the economy collapsing?
I mean, I don't think it would collapse. I think it might hurt depending on who's on the list. But I don't think it makes a flying fuck if 6 or 8 people from Hollywood are on there, 4 or 5 business leaders and a couple of bankers. I mean, like, it's not. And the fear of World War III, like, because of nukes or whatever, the latter half of the 20th century, there were lots of leaders that did far worse than that and never pushed the button for fear of prosecution or persecution. I think that fear is being overplayed as an excuse to not release it, and I call BS.
What about? So you don't think that it could be World
Oh,
War
I
III?
hundred.
You don't
I
think that
mean,
it could be the crashing of the economy? What if it is Trump getting his agenda through by using the list? Is that worth it?
I don't think that's happening. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I feel rug pulled. We've not gotten anything this year that we've been promised.
Right?
I mean, I know improving the economy takes time. He didn't get into office and just snap his fingers and it turned around day one.
Well, he snapped his fingers and closed the border. He snapped his fingers and empowered ICE to go after criminals and then deport them.
Which we're making a big show of, but the numbers are not saying that he's making an appreciable.
Yeah, and that's we were talking about this a couple weeks ago. Like, how many are here? How many would you have to get rid of on like a weekly basis or whatever? How many were they planning on getting rid of? And how many are they getting rid of? It turns out it's like 9,000 a day was what they were trying to get to aim. Like, that's what they would have to do to get rid of all of them. 3,000 a day is what they were aiming for, and 1,000 a day is what we're actually doing. So we're about 900% short of where we need to be if the goal is to get rid of everybody, which I from the beginning, from before Trump even got in office, I said that wasn't going to happen. I said there's no fucking way that was going to happen. And it turns out there's no fucking way that's going to happen. Like, how I would like to hear from the proponents of get everybody out. How do you make that happen before Trump's out of office?
There's no way to track the people that are self-deporting, though.
Well,
people that they're just leaving voluntarily.
The people that are leaving voluntarily, we're both paying for their flight back home and giving them $1,000 each for doing it. And by doing it, we're giving them preferential treatment for when we start letting people in again legally, that they would be first in line. So there are people who are deporting legally, or I guess not legally, but voluntarily. That is happening, and they would know have a pretty good idea of how many people are doing it because we're paying them to do it and we're facilitating it.
Is that how much you're getting paid? Is $1,000 to deport?
Yep.
I'd say raise it up a little bit higher to incentivize more. Because how much are we wasting taxpayer dollars on?
It's $35,000.
And how much are they stealing from this country by being here illegally? I think we can afford to up it a little bit. That way we can get more out.
Fuck them. If they don't like the snack money on their way out, they can go the long way.
No, I agree.
In a cage.
They all should just get deported no matter what. No due process, no fucking rights, no nothing. Just a foot in the ass out the fucking door.
You know, a civil asset forfeiture, all of their property, cars, all that stuff. When they bag them up, and there's 12 of them in a house, sell all that stuff off. And I'm not normally for that, but they're not a citizen. It's not. I know the Constitution recognizes your rights because you exist as a human, but if you're not a citizen, if you're not wholly a part of the system legally and participating in it, I don't think that it ought to all cover you. You ought not be afforded all the same privileges.
No, because you're not a U.S. citizen.
There was actually
racism has the same idea that I was having, is put bounties on them. He says 2K, I say 5K. 5K per head. All of a sudden, the entire country is going to be an economic fucking gold rush.
Right.
I mean, there needs to be a legal process, because if not, like, some guy's going to take to the stream and bag up everybody without, like, proof of citizenship in their back pocket. Like, if you don't have a gold star on your license, or you're not walking around with your visa, are you a citizen?
No, it would have to be like, here's a specific bounty on a specific person that we have issued as the government. Like, $5,000 for Mr. Lawfully Armed, and this is his known address. these are his known associates. These are the locations that he works and he's known to frequent. So good luck. First come,
Do
first.
the odds ever be in your favor?
Yeah.
You guys see this giant marijuana farm bust that they did in California?
Yes. Oh, I heard about this. Yeah, go on. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was watching a CNN clip, and they were like trying to defend it. They were like, "Oh, those poor," they were like, they find like 5 or 6 unaccompanied minors working there on a marijuana farm, and their whole argument was, "Well, they're just picking crops." It's like, dude, they're underage. They're near marijuana, and they're unaccompanied in the country.
They're using child slave labor inside of marijuana sweatshops in California. And then when they're busted, they're like, oh, the federal government is detaining children.
It actually gets better than that, though, because one of the other illegals that was busted at that same farm is a convicted pedophile. So you literally had a child molester picking crops next to kids.
Yeah, I'm all for going after pedophiles. Dude, like, all the pedophiles that we can, like, put in prison and then let the rest of the prison population know that they're pedophiles and then do what they do.
Right.
I'm okay with that. And if it turns out that the Epstein list eventually gets released, I hope that all of the people on the list that get convicted and go to prison end up in that exact situation where they're like, fuck, I can't drop the soap.
Make wood chippers great again. Yeah, a pedophile belongs in a wood chipper.
The millstone tied around their neck.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the Bible says to do.
When I first heard about that,
oh, good.
I first heard about that California situation. The news was saying that the ICE had gassed little kids, and I was thinking in the back of my head, like, what fucking protester is gonna do that shit? They should put the president in jail. And then later I found out it wasn't like the parents of the protesters bringing them. They're actually working on the farm. Like, you can't make this stuff up.
Well, it's the same thing as like when Border Patrol was using horses to go after people, and they took a picture, and it looked kind of like in the picture, like he had a lasso kind of in his hand, maybe, and kind of like he might be trying to lasso someone. Turns out he was holding the reins. It wasn't a lasso, and he wasn't trying to lasso anybody. Oh,
but, they were saying he was trying to whip the guy.
Yeah, well, that's what it was. Yeah. It was a whip. Okay, yeah. You're right. But that was the story they ran with on a picture that was taken out of context. That if you just watched the video from which the picture was taken, that you would know that wasn't the case. But just because because that's what the left does. That's what the insane mainstream media does. Is they are hyperbolic. They are intentionally misleading on information that they choose to share and not share. They're like the wordsmiths of the devil is what they are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're working for Satan. They're sucking Satan's dick below the fucking goddamn camera where you can't see between every fucking scene. Just riding that fucking cock, dude.
Do you think that's going to cost the Republicans the midterms? Is the way the media is portraying these deportations? I think you said it.
Oh, good.
I think you said it before, like months and months and months ago. They promised us they were going to go after the hardened criminals and everyone like that first, but all you see in the news are kids and Juan just trying to go to the doctor and Lucinda just crossing the street, and you know what I mean? Like, it just looks like they're normal people. They don't necessarily. I mean, yeah, they're illegal, but it looks really bad. And I think you said something like that in the future. It's going to be nothing but wall to wall. Look what they're doing to these innocent people. And I think it's going to hurt real bad in the midterms. Like, we have the slimmest majority right as it is right now. And I feel like this is going to hurt.
It depends on what happens between now and then. Like, there's still some time. It's not like the midterms are now, right? So there's a lot of things that can happen, and there's a lot that can happen that's good for the Republicans and for Trump, and there's a lot that could happen that's bad. Right now, this very moment, things are trending towards bad. Does that mean it's going to stay there? Does that mean that that's the way that it's going to be from now on? No. Not necessarily. It could, but yeah, I think that there's still cards that need to be played before we know what's going to happen with the midterms.
I think the optics are bad, and what's crazy is Obama deported like 3 times more, and nobody said anything, like nothing at all, and Trump isn't even near or close to those numbers.
So part of that is because now that the border's actually closed, they're not counting the turnarounds. Biden
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, Biden and Obama both during their administrations, they got to count numbers where there were people that were caught, that were stopped at the border and turned around, that didn't really make it in. Like, there wasn't the whole arrest them and put them in a cage for a while and like put them on a bus and drive them back to Mexico. They just basically got turned around and shooed away.
I mean, that only works if you don't have a porous border too, right? Like, if people, like, I don't know. There's a couple things that need to change in order to really seal off the border and really disincentivize people from coming over.
Landmines.
You need to not have any kind of benefits whatsoever if you come to America illegally. You know, like, if you're here as an illegal immigrant, you shouldn't get SNAP, you shouldn't get Medicaid, you shouldn't get Medicare, you shouldn't get fucking like Section 8, you shouldn't get any of that shit, right? None of it. Second, there should be heavy penalties on employers who knowingly employ illegal immigrants. There needs to be increased, like, I don't know, human identification of some kind, where if you say, hey, my name is Apolitical Biker, and then I put my thumbprint on the thing and you scan my retina, like, you know that I'm Apolitical Biker, I'm not someone else, right? Like, that kind of thing. So I don't know, dude. Like, there's like biometrics, I think they call it.
Yes.
Yeah, there's all kinds of things that they can do that would just make it, in principle, like, really shitty to live here as an illegal immigrant. That
one country that's actually done that really well is UAE or Dubai. Like, quite literally 80+% of their entire population are immigrants, but they have zero pathway to citizenship, and they have zero tolerance for like illegal immigration. Like, you get deported, no trial, no jury, no nothing, you're out. But they let a lot of people in under like work visas, basically, because their native population is only a couple million people. It's a super small country, and so I think Trump is mulling that over right now. I think he's probably going to want to expand like the worker visa, the farmer visa program, things like that. But it's like super tightly controlled. I don't know how I feel about it though.
I think they just need to hurry up and figure out the machines that can pick the grapes for us or whatever. So we don't need to have people do it. We can just have machines do it.
They're already starting that stuff in some aspects. I saw one the other day. It was for broccoli, I believe.
Like, I'm all for socialism if we have robots doing like 90% of the work, right? If like 9 out of 10 tasks that need to get done for the entire society is done automatically by robot for free, then yeah, I'm kind of like, like, what are the rest of us gonna do, bro? You're just gonna like kill us off?
Tim Pool was actually talking about this morning how Microsoft is now laying off a bunch of their tech team because they created an AI that they said was not going to be taking the jobs, and now the AI that they built is going to be taking the jobs.
Yeah, well, that's going to continue, and it's going to get to a point where it's like the unemployment rate is going to be atrocious if they don't do something about it, you know?
I work in software development, and I can tell you for sure, if you are a senior level developer and you're using AI tools for your day job, the typical senior dev is 3 to 4 times more productive than they were just a couple of years ago. So what's happening is the junior to mid-level people are just getting axed, and the people that have really, learned the AI tech and how to take advantage of it to make themselves ultra productive, they're just like out, they're like doing the work of like 10 people, like some of the super top performers. So yeah, they looked at it and they were like,
AI.
yeah, I mean, they looked at it and they're like, we don't need, like, I think they laid off 9,000 people.
Dude, and that's one company and one small segment of society. Like, imagine once you no longer need food delivery, you no longer need truck drivers, you no longer need most of the farmers and stuff like that. Most of that is done just by the machines, just a dude sitting in it, So
Dude, we have Waymo here where I am. I love it. It's awesome. There's no driver. I don't have to, here's some guy tell me his life story. I don't have to give a tip. It's way safer than a human driver, in my opinion. Like, it's great. I could, like Uber, that's not going to be a job in 10 years probably.
And we've already
Think
about like the grocery stores, right? Remember when the self-checkout was first a new thing? And I remember hearing this on a daily basis from older people, especially, that I would never use that self-checkout, blah, blah, blah. I want to talk to a real human being. And now it's like, I go to the self-checkout because I don't want to talk to a real human being. I'm guilty of it. Like, because we've been conditioned, I think, to some extent, but also, like some of us just have to deal with the public on a daily basis, and I get tired of fucking talking to people sometimes. I just don't want to talk to people,
I went grocery shopping today, and I specifically went to a cashiered
Same.
line specifically because of the fact I had so much stuff. I'm not going to bag it myself.
Yep.
And do the
Well,
job
not
for
only
them.
that, I mean, unless they're going to start paying me money to ring up my own groceries and bag my own groceries, fuck that shit.
And they try to check you at the door like you're a criminal.
Exactly. That's another fucking thing.
Like, if something's wrong on this, it's Becky's fault. She fucked up.
Fucking Becky.
I think they need to ban AI, ban all that fucking bullshit, and bring people back to fucking work.
Well, it's not going to happen, though. Like,
I actually,
but that,
Sad to say, yes, it's right. It's not. It's only going to get worse.
I actually do have a theory about the Microsoft thing. What if the AI that was created is actually the beginnings of Skynet, and it's a way for Skynet to make sure that Terminators rise and have no resistance by getting rid of all the people?
Anything's
Shut it
possible.
down.
see, my thought is, where does the AI get its training from? Right? It absorbs information that's out on the internet. You know who's put like 700 videos, 800 videos on YouTube?
You.
That means that I have become one with the AI. It is part of me, and I am part of it.
Do you know those captchas that where like
you
if you
come
go to
on
a
the AI.
form, you like want to fill out a form and they like make you solve like a puzzle or something where it's like highlight the stop sign.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They've been using that as an input to train self-driving AI, right? Like that's quite literally what it is. Like by you solving that puzzle, they're taking that and then feeding it into their self-driving. So it's like identify the bicycle, identify the traffic light. That's why they show you street signs, traffic lights, and things like that.
I
So
found
you've
that
been unknowingly
I
doing
wonder
that.
why they did that shit. That makes
Yep.
a lot of sense now.
Dude,
Yeah.
I found that if you just like solve the puzzle wrong enough times, they eventually just say, "Okay, whatever. You're human, I guess."
I saw a story a while back that said that one AI hired somebody on one of those gig sites, like Fiverr or whatever, to solve a CAPTCHA for them to prove that it wasn't AI. Like, it broke out by paying somebody on the job website.
That's funny.
I thought that was
Hey Honda, are you the reason that Grok turned into Mecha Hitler?
Probably.
Since
that's
you have become one with the AI.
Oh,
that
is
would
that
be
what
Mark
Grok is?
Malone. Actually, I've been one of traditionally, I've been a staunch defender of both Judaism, Israel, and Jews in general, I guess. But
Man,
recently,
what happened to you?
I don't know. Recently, it's been a little bit hard to do that.
There's always been a difference between, not always, but since
Did he
1949,
just say
there's
he's
been a
Mark Malone?
difference. That's what he said. Yeah.
I didn't
There's
say
a difference
Malone.
between the religion of Judaism and the nation of Israel.
I agree, and that's
I don't-
why I treat everyone as much as I can as an individual. I don't have a problem with you as an individual until you give me a reason to have a problem with you as an individual. And yeah, that's a minefield to go through with me. I agree. There's all kinds of things that you can do that piss me off, but you know.
And I don't think that Middle Eastern New Jersey is going to go Samson option on us if we disclose that Mossad has secretly used Epstein as a double agent.
Right,
to,
but the
compromise
point was with
people's
all of that,
position.
the goddamn fucking point was that there are factors and information that Trump and his team has that no one else does. And maybe, just maybe, the choices and the things that they are doing are the best thing possible for America and for us for some reason. And I don't know what it is, but they fucking do. Maybe.
Trust the government.
No, trust Trump. Has Trump fucking what has Trump done that like fucking has like besides this scandal, right? Aside from this scandal that's currently going on, what has Trump done that's like really fucking grinded your gears? And I will point to one thing. That would be the red flag law stuff and take the guns first and all that shit, right? The anti-Second Amendment stuff that he did, which I think he was goaded and baited into and didn't realize what he was doing. But besides those two things, okay? Besides those two things, what has Trump done?
Grab him by the pussy.
No one cares about that.
A whole bunch of
Probably
people cared
still like
about
the
that.
bombing of Iran. Some people still might not like that.
Yep, not crazy about that. That was pretty close.
Yeah,
But it's not a deal breaker.
I mean,
yeah, it's not a deal breaker.
And that went.
I mean,
exactly
that's the problem. Not anyone.
That went exactly how he said it would go, which is, hey, we're gonna drop some bombs on these fucking nuclear sites and blow them up and put them fucking years behind where they are currently. Boom, done. Okay, we're out. Like he didn't send in troops. It wasn't the beginning of some longer, at least not yet, anyway. You know, so.
What was
For me, I'm like, why don't we just get the fuck out the Middle East? Period. 100%.
Iran, like they had to save face with their own people, so you know they retaliated by firing missiles at Qatar. They literally just like called Trump and like, hey, we're gonna shoot some missiles, so you might want to watch out. Trump like literally like posted online like, yeah, they told us. Like he couldn't even keep that a secret. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, like the other thing that Iran's government's doing to their people is saying like, all right, victory.
Yeah. They're just
Hey,
trying to save face.
won.
Yeah, they're just trying to save face.
And if you think about it, I think that was a test run for Israel. I mean, for Iran when it comes to Israel, just to see what type of bombs would make it through missiles.
Dude, that Iron Dome is pretty badass. You gotta admit.
Yeah.
Are we gonna get a Golden Dome?
We're supposed to have it, I think, like next year or something.
Like we paid for
Some
it,
got
right?
through, so I think they DDoSed them essentially.
Right, they were trying to figure it out.
Spam enough dog shit rockets, eventually one dog shit rocket gets through.
Jumpy says things that Trump did wrong was poor implementation of tariffs that prevent a possible future war with China in 2028, giving Elon Musk a lot of money, bending the knee to Russia fully.
Fully?
I
I
don't
don't
think
think so.
I don't think he bent the knee to Russia.
Right.
Yeah, he gives
It's
Elon Musk
actually-
a lot of money, but Elon Musk takes that money and puts fucking satellites in space for us, and he does it for less than anyone else could. So, really, Elon's saving us money in that respect, and he takes a lot of money for Tesla and grants and subsidies and stuff like that. But so do all of the other car companies. So he's not alone in that. So there's that.
And the
Poor
China
implement-
thing's probably going to happen, period. Sooner or later.
Yeah, it's also been proven with the tariffs recently that we've had the first surplus in over 20 years because of them.
Well, and the poor implementation of tariffs that's an opinion. I have a different opinion. I think that his use of tariffs was genius and a way to get countries to come to the table and negotiate for things that haven't been on the table to negotiate for years. And he's gotten our way with Canada and Mexico, and fucking China even has come to the table and given concessions and talked about things that they can do better for us that, like they haven't been doing so far. So yeah, there's a lot going on there that's positive. Like Trump has won in so many different ways that it's hard to enumerate. And like the things that he's done that are bad, I mean, they're all arguably bad. Like, I mean, the one exception would be the fucking red flag law thing. That was
If you guys remember in 2016, the whole talk of Trump being some kind of Russian asset was because he was like basically the first politician ever to say like, hey, maybe we could be friends with Russia. Let's try to talk to them. Like we probably have a lot in common. And so Hillary started running with this whole Russian asset stuff. And I think Trump like really tried, and he recently pivoted on Russia. Like he's starting to send that stuff to Ukraine now because I think Putin's been playing him a little bit. He's been like kind of like dragging him along, like placating Trump and like, yeah, we'll talk. And then I think Trump has just finally said like he basically came out and said he's just been trying to placate us, and he's not giving any concessions. He's still bombing. He's not, not willing to come to the table. So
right.
Trump's not bending the knee to Putin. He tried to play Mr. Nice Guy for a while, but not anymore.
Not to mention, he just sold a bunch of offensive weapons. Not that like they're smell bad, but like they're used to like attack with to Ukraine to use against Russia. Presumably, they could shoot rockets into Moscow now. They could blow up fucking, bases deep inside of fucking Russia as retaliation. Like this is an escalation of the war, and I think that the idea is that if you give Ukraine enough offensive weapons and they're going to shoot them off and hurt Russia bad enough now, that Russia might then come to the table and talk negotiations, So,
speaking of the Russian-Ukraine war, did you guys see that story that came out the other day of the American family that moved over there on the promise that the father was going to be in the back lines, being a welder, and within 3 weeks he was on the front lines?
No, that was dumb. Sorry.
You know where Putin fucked up, right? He fucked with Trump's ego. They were supposed to get on some phone call, and instead he puts them on hold and like goes out and talks to his parliament or some shit like that on national television. Like that's where he fucked up. He fucked with Trump's ego. Like you disrespected him. That was probably the straw that broke the camel.
I didn't kick him out. I just
How do you dog?
Bye, Pat.
Oh,
Every time
no.
Pat's on fire, like he robots or cuts out. Like he has a dedicated like case agent or something.
Yeah, makes sense.
Some dude sitting by his power pole, flicking his internet on and off.
I don't know, with the whole us giving Ukraine offensive weapons thing, I mean, as far as I can tell, it can go two ways, right? It could go the way that they hope, which is They bomb the shit out of a bunch of fucking bases or whatever in Russia, and Russia says, "Oh shit, we can't even continue this war much longer at this rate. Like, we better fucking start negotiating." Or it will push them the other way, where they're like, "Oh shit, send the nukes." Because I believe basically Putin has threatened multiple times that if Moscow gets bombed, that he's nuking. So that's kind of a scary fucking thought, bro. And like, that shit, if it stays localized, is terrible.
Yep.
That's a big if. If it doesn't stay localized, it's a worldwide catastrophe on a scale that we haven't seen since the end of the Ice Age. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be bad.
Yep. That's why I'm Steve Buscemi in Armageddon. No nukes. No nukes.
What if that is the thing that sent humans into the Ice Age in the first place? Like, we got, like, fucking, like, 40,000 years ago or something, we were in this exact same position. And, like, some dudes were like, fuck that shit, and sent off some nukes, and the nuclear winter fucking ended up causing the Ice Age to begin. And then civilization, like anything made out of metal from 40,000 years ago, would be gone. Right? Like, there'd be nothing left.
Yeah.
So...
anything's possible. But I don't believe that.
Well, there's definitely like civilizational type things that are way older than anything that we've thought about previously, like Guam Padang in Thailand, or Göbekli Tepe, or Karahan Tepe in fucking Turkey is where it's at.
I'm not familiar with either one of those. I probably am. I just don't recognize the name.
Jamie, pull that up.
Well, Guam Padang, they didn't know how old it was, and now that they're looking into it, they think that it's at least 15,000 to 20,000 years old when it was built. And it's like this intricate fucking temple that has been there like untouched for as long as humans have been around. You know what I mean? Like, no one knew who built it, and they were just like, I don't know, a couple thousand years old maybe. But it turns out it's like 20 fucking thousand years old maybe. And then fucking Göbekli Tepe and Karahan Tepe are both intentionally buried 12,000 years ago. So whatever was happening, they like turned against their gods and buried their fucking temple with rubble, which is kind of interesting. Why would they do that? I don't know.
Could be a situation where they just got too technologically advanced and they just fought back against the tech, is what it was.
Their society crumbled after they had a welfare state.
Well, that's what happened to Rome. You know what killed Rome? It wasn't the Visigoths. It wasn't the fucking Mongols. It was this thing called debt. Debt killed Rome. Everyone agrees.
It was the Terminators. Rise of the Machines.
I mean, that was the one thing that Rome did have in common with what a lot of Democrats are doing now, which is keeping people illiterate so that they could change history.
Yep.
There's a theory called the Fermi paradox, and it basically says we haven't made contact with aliens because every species that gets advanced enough just winds up wiping itself out from nuclear war.
Kind of makes sense. I mean, if you're the kind of fucking, if you're the kind of society that would create nukes in the first place, the odds that you use them and wipe yourselves out are pretty fucking high, I think. I don't know, like, what are the odds that life even shows up, though? That's the real question. Well, like, how rare is Earth?
Well, that's what the paradox is about. Like, mathematically, there have, like, even with how rare the circumstances we have on Earth are, like, mathematically, there are like thousands of worlds, tens of thousands that are just like Earth. So, like, there's got to be life on one of them, right? And so, if there is, why haven't we heard a radio signal or anything?
Yeah, like, let's say the odds are like 1 in a billion that a solar system is set up where it can actually like be stable and have good weather and have a planet roughly our size with water in the Goldilocks zone, you know. There'd still be thousands of planets in the universe, like millions. Because there's just so many stars, bro.
They probably still don't have the technology either. Who knows? That can actually bend space and time. And
we should give more money to SETI. That would be one thing that I wouldn't be opposed to giving a couple extra $1 million a year to, is the search for extraterrestrial life. I don't know.
Should be wasting money.
Man, if it is, that's a good waste of money, I think. Because either we are or we're not. And if we're not looking, we definitely won't know. So if we're looking, then we might.
Yeah, like all we need is to find like one fossil on Mars. That would change everything. Like a fish bone, some type of squid or something, fossil.
Well, more than likely, the thing that they would find fossils of would be microscopic life. Like single cell fucking bacterial fucking something or other, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know, dude. I don't know.
I'm hoping for bones and shit. That's what I'm pushing for.
I think with that big, beautiful bill, there was like funding. We're supposed to be going back to the moon in like 28 or something. I don't know.
I think that they should build a goddamn base on the moon.
Yeah, I mean, China wants to, and like quite literally, like whoever's got the most guns on the moon is going to own it. So might as well go get it.
The thing with that, it would have to be underground.
Right. Yeah, you just put fucking big ass drilling fucking things on the moon and assemble them on the surface or whatever, and then they dig down and you seal up behind them, and now you got a base. Now you can fill it with fucking air and start growing plants and searching for water and doing whatever else you got to do.
Well, it's a good jump off point. You know, it's a good base.
Right, it's low gravity. It doesn't take a bunch of fuel to get off of, so you can get there, use the water that's on the moon to do electrolysis on, collect the hydrogen and oxygen, and then use that as jet fuel to burn to take off from the moon to wherever else. Yeah, it's a fucking genius plan. Genius. Wow, this chat's been all over the place, man. Sorry.
Do you subscribe to the accepted theory as to how the universe, like space dust, just eventually accumulated and started becoming planets? Or do you think it's one of the new theories that came out that the star, our sun, is actually expelling material as it spins, and then that forms planets and then orbits? Because I think if it's the second, and the Earth and Mars and Venus, all that are just things coming out of the sun, and we're getting slowly further and further away from the sun, right? Mm-hmm. So 700 billion years ago, Mars is where Earth used to be, and there was water because we proved it, we found it, and there's some weird things up there that could have been civilization, but now just look like rocks and dust because it's been 700 billion years or something.
I don't subscribe to none of that.
Yeah, well, I didn't realize that, 1.5 centimeters per year is how much further out from the sun we go every year. So over like a 5 billion year period, it makes a pretty big difference.
So, and if that stands, then probably Mars used to be where the Earth was. So it was probably in that Goldilocks zone to support life.
Well, the problem with Mars is it doesn't have a magnetosphere. So that's why it doesn't have an atmosphere, is because the magnetosphere doesn't hold back the cosmic rays, which strip away the atmosphere. But on Earth, we've got that to protect us, and it does happen, but very minimally. You know, so like the amount of atmosphere that gets stripped away by it's very small compared to what would happen if we didn't have that fucking shield. You know.
I feel like I saw something where they explained that they used to have a thicker atmosphere, but as they got further away from the sun, I don't know. I can't remember the details.
My understanding was yes, they did that. Mars used to have a thick atmosphere, just like us, and you know, liquid water, oceans, and all that, and that because it doesn't have the magnetosphere, that the solar winds stripped off the atmosphere over the billions of years or whatever since it fucking formed to the point where it is now, where it's got like basically no atmosphere. Like there is an atmosphere on Mars, but it's so fucking thin. You know, it's like might as well not be there. I think it's like 1/100. It's like 1% of the atmosphere on Earth is how thick the atmosphere is on Mars. It's like fucking ridiculous. But yeah, I don't know.
Jump so high.
I mean, if we had the tech, we could probably do something like that show Defiance, where we just start terraforming Mars with greenery and lush and everything else like that.
I think the idea would be biodomes, right? You just make a bunch of fucking biodomes and connect them with fucking underground tunnels and use the biodomes to collect fucking sunlight to grow crops so that you can live on the planet and make oxygen and shit, you know?
That was a good movie.
That's all the companies he has.
Oh my god, that movie! I rewatched that movie.
I love that
did
movie,
not-
Biodome.
Oh no, it did not hold up. Go rewatch it. It was terrible.
But they
I
grew
used to love
the
it.
sticky icky, bro.
I have to go rewatch it now just because you said that.
The purple sticky icky buds.
Right. But back then, that was a damn good movie.
Oh yeah, back in the day, it was good.
I love Pauly Shore.
Oh, fuck yeah. I wish he would still, making movies and doing shit.
He owns the Laugh Factory in Los Angeles.
Oh, does he?
Yep.
Didn't his mother originally own that place, and that's how he got his start there?
Yeah, he grew up there.
Yep.
Nice bike, Leo.
Thanks.
Fucking In the Army Now is another good Pauly Shore movie.
Yes, it is, and that does hold up.
Yep, that's a good one.
It's no KLR, but
No, it's no KLR. That is not, indeed.
Fires that fucking rocket backwards.
Does watching the KLR videos make you want a KLR?
maybe.
I tell you, it looks like fun, though. Even though it's not a real bike, it still looks like it's fun as hell.
Yeah, you can do most of the things that I do on the KLR on that thing.
Yes. Mine's have off-road tires, so.
Yeah, you need some knobbies on it.
What's the
Is that pedals?
Yeah, it's an electric bicycle.
Oh, it's electric.
How far can you go on one battery charge?
I got it up to 19 miles with 2 batteries bars left out of 5, so it can go over 20.
That's
At least
not
going
bad.
20 miles an hour. Yeah.
That's cool.
I mean, considering what it is, that's not bad.
See, the difference is like you can take that on all of those little paths and trails and things.
Yep.
And no one's gonna be mad at you. Versus on the KLR, everyone's mad at you. People give you the finger, you know.
Oh no, they get mad at e-bikes too.
You just gotta be ready to fight everybody. That's what you gotta do. If you're on a bike, it's like, yep, I'm ready to fight. You wanna fight? I'll fight you.
Yep.
Get that sense of entitlement. You just want to punch a motorist, you know?
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you, that's a nice little BMW that someone posted in Mass Discord under motorcycles. I like the colorway on it.
In Matt's Discord.
Yeah.
They need to make the wheels of those solid solar panels, like on both sides, like a hub cover or something. Like the entire wheel is just solar panel.
That'd be pretty ingenious.
Let me interrupt. We've got 50 people watching right now. We've only got 15 likes. Let's get those likes up. Come on, guys. Sport.
You got an old GS. Those are cool little bikes, man. There's a bunch of BMW bikes that are kind of like KLR. You know, like they're big single cylinder thumpers, and they make like their twin cylinder fucking things with 21-inch front wheels and knobby tires and dirt bike trim, and like, they have names like Dakar and Baja, shit like that on them.
The difference
Is that
is
what's
they
in,
put respectable gas tanks on them.
What does that mean?
That means they put a big enough gas tank on there you could actually do shit with it.
Dude, the KLR has a 6.1 gallon tank.
That's pretty big.
It's pretty fucking big.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember my the Sportster that I had when I was younger. I had to stop like every 2 freaking hours to fuel that thing up. I was so irritated.
The point one is that to get you home.
I don't know.
Like you got 6.1 gallons.
It's an odd number.
And the FZ6 has 5.1, which is also pretty fucking big tank for a motorcycle. Because most other bikes that have had either a 3 or a 4 gallon tank. And 3-gallon tank kind of sucks. Because that means every 150-ish miles you're out of gas, which means you have to stop every 100 miles, which means every hour and a half, like you're saying on your Sportster or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
It sucks the fun out of the day, doesn't it?
Yes.
They need 20-gallon tanks on them.
No, I think like 5-6 gallons is enough, because like the FZ6, if I'm on the highway and I'm in top gear and I'm just cruising, we'll easily get 60 miles to the gallon. So at 5.1 gallons, that's 300 fucking miles before you run out of gas.
Pretty good.
That's way longer than I want to sit on a bike for. You know, like I am ready to get off a bike well before 300 fucking miles. So, but yeah. What else you guys want to talk about? We're all over the place tonight. What's up, Super Bad Videos? How you doing, man?
If
I
you
can't
play
wait to
that
get
last link in the private chat, it's pretty good.
Porn.
Why do you always give me homework?
Is it YouTube friendly?
It can be.
Honda, a political
I can't
biker.
wait to get a
Do you have
bike.
any single
Oh
dad
no, that
recipes?
is not YouTube friendly. I've actually gotten a strike for showing that exact thing. Thank you very much.
Really?
I'm not even joking.
Let me take a look at it. Let's see.
Do you have any single dad recipes?
For what? For food? For just dinner? For kids?
Yeah, for you, putting food in you.
Well, I mean, a good go-to is ground beef, rice, and canned veggies, and then mix it together with either one way you can go is teriyaki sauce, and you make poor man's teriyaki beef, or the other way you go is cream of mushroom soup, in which case you have what I call grow food, because it makes the kids grow. What are you at some hockey museum? What is this?
That's the United Center. Where the Black Hawks and Bulls play.
Like what?
Where the Blackhawks and Bulls? What?
Black Hawks and Bulls play.
Oh, I thought you said Blackhawks and Bulls.
Nah, they're mostly white cocks and bulls.
I'm surprised you all know what voles are.
Why wouldn't we know?
Animals?
Why wouldn't we know what bulls are?
Cows
I said-
with horns.
I said voles.
Oh, with a V?
Yeah.
Well, I know what those are too. There's like fucking things that live underground. They're like rats with no eyeballs, kind of.
A naked mole rat.
jerry can doubles your range, but you still got to pull over to fucking fill it up. It sucks. I have a buddy who's got a 300L, not never enough ammo son, different guy. And that thing has like a 1.9 gallon tank on it, which really sucks, dude. I mean, it really honestly, it gets like 60 miles the gallon, but it's out of fuel at like 100 miles, you know? So, dude. That's awful.
See, that's why I can't wait to get my second battery so I can get it over 40 miles an hour. Can see where that big gap at? Right, that's where the second battery goes.
We should just find you a KLR.
I have to work my way to that.
Nah, just do it, bro. It's the most friendly fucking motorcycle, honestly. Here, let's look in Craigslist in your area.
Are mopeds still a thing? I feel like I don't see mopeds anymore.
Scooters. Yeah, mopeds really aren't. Because they're just electric bikes, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we want to be in...
Leo just needs to get in the big ass Harley.
No, God, no. No Harleys.
Chicago, Illinois. Select this location. We're looking for motorcycles.
I wonder how hard it would be to... I wonder how easy it would be to put one of those little gas power kits that you put on a normal bicycle. I can't imagine it'd be any different on an e-bike. Then you'd have a hybrid.
There's one guy that rides around here with a gas-powered bicycle.
Yeah, I'm not really finding any good deals on KLRs in your area. That sucks.
Well, it's summertime. That's why.
Here's almost exactly my bike. Here, let me screen share. Summertime, summertime, summertime. Summertime.
Those black guys, they like the Hayabusas and the Ninjas and stuff.
And it's $3,300. It's the same year, same color.
Not all of us do.
Right. It depends on the age.
You're the whitest black person in the history of black people. That might not be true.
It depends on the age. Once you're 40 and black and you're a biker, then you're going for the baggers and the
I think the whitest black guy in history has got to be Ben Carson.
right now it's touring bikes.
Well, he is a brain surgeon.
I do have black ancestors in my family tree that work slaves.
Yep, here's the cheapest KLR in your area, $3,000.
There you go, Leo.
That's in Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's not even close to you.
Right.
How close is that?
Well, it depends how far Wisconsin.
That's where that
It's
dot
not
is.
far.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not far. Yeah.
Corey, I was waiting for the punchline. I thought you were going to say something about like they've been there all week or something.
Oh no, I really do. I've traced
Cool.
it back.
Same.
Oh, sure. Yeah, in Minnesota there. Yeah, don't you know? They're Minnesota.
I've been to Minnesota one time, and it was for a layover.
Dude, this whole area of the country, like I know very little about. Like Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, Illinois, Wisconsin.
Ohio, another made-up state.
Toronto. It's weird how you can just drive from Michigan and you just go fucking straight fucking east, and now you're in goddamn Canada. Like, what in the fuck? That's weird. I think that's weird. It's also weird how like everybody in Canada lives on this like strip like right by America.
Depending on which way you're driving up to Canada, you might drive right into a lake.
Yeah.
We
they
took
say
a
that-
riverboat.
They say that this little part in the mitt of Michigan, like this thing,
Mhm.
is actually a fucking comet impact.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Like that circular fucking shape right there. That's from a comet.
They stole the UP from us decades ago.
Anyway. All right, boys. Well, we've been going for about an hour and a half, which is how long we normally go for the 2A Taco Tuesday chat with Apolitical Biker and friends. I know you'll get used to it sooner or later. Bearded
Nah,
Potato, I'm sorry if I didn't read this earlier. Bearded Potato earlier dropped in $2 and said, I'm just waiting for the aliens to show up. I'm still waiting for that too. Project Bluebeam was promised as a thing that they had technology for faking alien invasions. And I was really looking forward to laughing at everyone freaking out about the alien invasions. So hopefully they do that soon.
I forgot about that.
But, maybe they'll do that instead of releasing the Epstein list.
They
Colin
got to
says,
get
I hear
everyone's attention.
the KLR can be a bit tall if you're much under 6 feet. That being said, I've never sat on a KLR. They do make a lowering link system for hobbits to ride. So there is a
Did
way,
Leo-
but you do have to do some work to it. So yeah, that is true.
Leo,
Lucky
did
I'm
you say
6
you're like 5'2" or 5'4"?
6'3".
You'll be fine then. Dude,
Yeah.
that'll be a KLR would be a perfect bike for you, dude. Honestly. KLR, DR, XR. Those are the 3 bikes you need. It's Honda, Suzuki, and Kawasaki. I don't think Yamaha makes one. Anyway. Deuces, y'all. Shall not pee in fridge. True to Shabbanaba to pressure. Bad cat care. Prick the troops. 3 words
Penis.
made in America. And what'd you say?
Penis.
I want to talk to you, motherfucker. Call me. Call me. Call me.